NASDAQ here, gold. We're going to talk strictly gold. And so Friday, actually, look at this. We almost got up to 4,400, 43.92 to 41.96. Okay, this is going to be about trendline construction here. And actually, we don't have a lot of time on this Dees. So, but I'm going to show you the construction of it. Okay, now we just had this, okay, we had this formation here. Actually, is that an outside down? Yes, it is. That's an outside down. 42.14. Okay, yeah, we closed underneath at 42.13. Holy camole. And we came back, I don't know, 60 bucks at the end of the day. So we do have an outside down week. You know, I mean, it's a genuine key reversal. Okay, just like this one. Okay. But let's go to, well, here, let's look at it this way. Okay, so we had these formations back here. Hang on a second here. Okay, just so I can. Okay, and so this is a trend line construction. Okay, now what I find interesting about that is, okay, so it's this dotted powder blue. It mimics this one. Powder blues, I say, for usually just one thing. I don't really draw trend lines with them. So it is this dotted one here. Okay, so you can see that's from a long time ago. Okay, and here, as a matter of fact, here, hang on. Let's just see when that was from. The high in a long time ago, April of 25 and February 25. Okay, so kind of out of the box in the beginning of the year, you know, the first quarter, beginning of second quarter. So anyway, this comes in up here, and it was the high. Okay, I think we missed it by a buck or something. As a matter of fact, what was it here? There it is. 41.36 was the trend line here, and then let's go look at the high, 41.37. Doesn't look like we closed through here. Anyway, okay, so here, well, let's call this the top. Here you blow through, okay? And then here you do a couple more weeks, and now you got one of these. Now, you also have one of these on the way up, okay? So this was at an all-time high, okay? So we got this trend line here. This is this hash trend line, okay? So when I go smaller, as a matter of fact, let me go to my, like, 60-minute chart. Okay, this would be like my 60-minute chart, okay? You know, you want to know time frames? It took me 10 years. And so this is actually another one of those going forward. That comes in up around 4,500. But this is an interday, okay? This is an interday, and it's not in this time frame here. As a matter of fact, I almost like to draw this other one here. Hang on a second. Okay. So it's the same idea here, except in a different time frame here for you technical analysts. And it comes from here. Okay, now it's a red trend line here. See, here's the red trend line here. So here, let's follow it back this way. Okay, so it kind of plays around over here. Okay, it looks like it's playing around. I don't know for the here. Okay, here it's kind of fresh. Okay, here we're kind of snaking up it. Okay, and then here we get a break. Anyway, okay, so that is just that one. It's the same methodology. If you want to learn about that, get a hold of me, man. All these lessons are worth, yeah, man, and life is short, you know. But how to draw a trend line, and then in different time frames, you know, that the pros are drawing them in, or the algos. But for our sake, we're going to use the larger ones because you know, it's a big game. There's no reason we have to dick around there. That would be something if you trade shorter term. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but that audience will be smaller, and you can learn to do that yourself. You know, give me a couple bucks, and I'll teach you how to draw trend lines. Those particular trend lines, you know, based off of candlesticks, formations. So here's what they look like on like a 60-minute chart, okay? These would be these trend lines here, okay? Ignore this stuff, okay? We're just looking right here. This is right where we are, okay? So here we come down here. This is not the trend line here. So we caught this trend line, came back. Boy, oh boy, that kind of looks like feeders on a short-term chart Thursday before they went limit down, actually. Except they didn't trade limit down. We just kind of opened limit down. So anyway, so this is gold. You know, we're still not getting a lot of volatility. Okay, we are still not. It's somebody big is. I mean, it's just, you know, it's not saying anything that somebody big is buying it here, but there something big is going on in gold. Okay, now we're seeing volatility in silver. Okay, so here I bump up the time frame 1. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Okay, and don't really get too confused. As I don't know if that's where that trend line is from before there. I think it's from back there, and this is how it played. I believe, yeah, I think this horizontal, this hashed. See the hashed teal. Okay, those will be a little bit longer term than these other thinner trend lines or something like that. If I want to make them stand out, I'll make them a little thicker, you know. And so here you can see here we got this couple 7s here. Okay, so we had a sell program. The diamonds are a buy program. See the 7s before that? Okay, and then you don't want to get short over the diamonds. That was probably kind of tough there. So I'm just going to call out some percent figures. Okay, October 17th. The high in silver percent on the year, it was 78%. And that we closed up 66%. Okay, that was just one day. That was just one day. Gold was up 41%, and we closed up 35.6% right here. Okay, as a matter of fact, what was the low? 35.08. So we went from what did I say, 41 to 35%. You know, on this break, just on this break, and that's just Friday's range. Well, isn't that interesting? So you're asking, what? I heard you. No, not you, the one behind you. What percent was copper up? You're not going to believe it. The same amount the NASDAQ was up. Okay, 16%. And we closed up, wow, kind of doubly, 9.666. What was that at? 499.75. And what were those highs? Remember I was talking about, okay, so 14.25%. Remember I was talking, well, if you've been following me, I talked about 8 highs, excluding the one we shot up to plus 16. 8 highs that were up around 14%. Which I was just like, okay, so somebody is selling it. I thought it was like a smelter or somebody like, could be a large spec, could be a money manager. Could be somebody hedging it for, you know, a miner. Right? And you're just like sitting there going, hey, 520, I can make money hand over fist. Let's sell some futures. Hopefully they don't go to 620 and they blow us out. You know, I'm talking about a miner, you know, so because these markets are volatile. Okay, I'm not going to talk about silver. We're just going to leave that on gold since it's we already got 8 minutes. But this is the next higher time frame here in silver. Okay, remember the gold? I said we had 2 7s. The sell-off was 2 7s. This is a little bit longer term here. Do we have any 7s on over here? We got the 7s on the upside here. See, this is really, here, look at this. And then this was what? 52 to 49. 52 half to 48 and goats. That was almost $3. Okay, so you're getting signals here. Okay. You know, and so I don't know. You know, if you're going to play these things, I'd be playing extremes. This possibly might be something down here, this area, if you got a spike down here early. Any of these areas here. So, okay, we're going to call this a wrap. If you need something, you need some, you know, time frames. You're just like, hey, I like those 7s and I like the diamonds. Let me know what those are and, you know, give me the code, okay? I'll give you the code. If you got CQG, if you use CQG or you're going to use CQG, I could drop everything to you, okay? You know, just drop the entire thing. And as a matter of fact, it could even be, we could do it, drop it once a month or something like that, just to get caught up, just when we roll. So, you know, roll months. So, okay, I'm going to end this, but email me, ARP@NASDAQ, or go over to NASDAQ, take one of those packages. I would say, you know what, take the one that renews monthly, okay? And then you don't have to dick around with it, and I don't have to dick around with it. So, all right. NASDAQ, where you get the best dope on the markets. Always use a risk stop to stop the risk.